forest, hillside, and range. Every black bear and caribou and bobcat's the same. When mighty old Noel starts to draw back his bow and take. This is the legend of a man who still remains with the name
Noel Feather Hunting Videos presents
is his game. Living by the code of the great outdoors, he'll never let nothing stand in his way.
Bitter Cold Bucks 2.
With a big old grizzly bear. But the preacher, see, he got away and didn't seem to care. So mighty old Noel just sat back and said, I'll wait another day. Oh, with the hi-yi-o, I say it's a hunting we will go. Oh, with the yippee-ki-yay and the yippee-ki-yo, I said it once before and I'll say it again, a hunting we will go. Let's go.
Hi there, I'm Noel Feather. We're back at it again. We're out here in the late season, which I said I'd never try to do another video, but we're trying to do it anyway.
We're trying.
We've had some luck and we've had a lot of fun. We've had some cold weather, real cold weather.
Real cold.
Probably not as cold as some of the weather we had when we was filming Bitter Cold Bucks, but it's been close. What is it today, about 10 above?
Yeah, we got a heat wave going, about 10
Well,
above.
It feels good though, there's no
15
wind.
below wind chill factor.
It's not too bad. But what we're trying to do actually is to show people that there is some good hunting to be had when a lot of people thinks the hunting is over.
Right.
There's a lot of pressure in the early season. Everybody wants to be out. The weather's nice. It's a good time of year. It's beautiful.
Sure is. Not many hunters.
Not a thing wrong with that. But this time of year here can be just as nice if you don't mind the cold. And really the cold weather is not that bad if you dress for it. You've got to dress for it, and as you can see, we've got a few duds on. But it really isn't that bad, and we want to show you some of the hunts that we've already had, and hope we're going to have some more in the future here.
Sure.
We just out scouting this morning for some new territory, and we'll be hunting some of that. We did see some pretty good spots over there. I'd like to get some stands in there and show some of the places we've already got set up and everything. And what I'd like to do is to try to show you a buck being rattled in this time of year, because a lot of guys quits rattling when it gets late like this. They think
Right.
the rut is over, and the main rut is over, and it's not probably going to be as good as what it was in the early season.
I think them bruiser bucks will come to horns a little better than them.
We had our problems there at home hunting in the early season because there's so much standing corn.
Right.
And it's been tough, but I think we'll do some good, and that's really what I'd like to do, is to try to get a buck being rattled in, coming to the horns or the grunt call, and let people see that there is some good hunting to be had out here in the late, when what most people consider the late season, and it is too late. So if you folks think you can stand the cold, why come along with us, and we'll show you what we can do.
Put your sweater on.
It's cold, real cold, as Noel Feather slips towards his stand in the late afternoon chill. A slight breeze blows by his pre-selected stand site. Grunt calling and horn rattling will definitely be in Noel's bag of tricks this afternoon. The temperature being a miserable 10 below will keep hungry does active, and since the second or late rut is on here in the Midwest, bucks should be working stands of oak, looking for hot does, feeding on the remaining acorns. Let's now sit back and watch the events ahead. A beautiful whitetail buck trots into view, attracted by the sound of clashing antlers. The thought of stealing a hot doe is just too much for this buck to resist. The shot is good, a perfect double lung hit. The buck will only travel a short distance before hitting the ground. Sharp, well-placed arrows are a must for the hunting archer, and the results are obvious.
He's down. He's down. That's a good buck, man. Man, wasn't he pretty? That's a nice buck. He didn't go 50, 60 yards. Good buck. That's a good buck. Wasn't he pretty? I didn't think he was ever going to come in. My feet are froze. Let's go look at him. Man, is it cold. Oh, man. My fingers feel like ice. Man, look at that son of a gun. Went all the way through him. Man, them old muzzies are tough, ain't they? And there's one tough broadhead. Bad to the bone. Let's go look at him, man. I want to get a look at him. Boy, he looks pretty laying there in the sun, don't he? What do you think of that rug, Gus? That ain't no little one. That's a pretty good sized buck rug, huh? What do you think? Man, ain't he pretty? He's on white belly. That's a nice buck. That's a big deer, too. That son of a gun. Pretty heavy deer. What do you think of that? Pretty, ain't he? Good coat. Well, that hide'd be nice for a life-size mount. There's where the broadhead come out, Matt. Took him back in here just in front of the hind quarter. Took him long ways and come out right here. He probably traveled 45 yards at the very most. Anybody says a bow and arrow won't put one down just as quick as a gun, they ought to watch this. You put it in the right place, bow will put one down just as quick as a gun. Yep, he's a dandy. Wish old Jim could have been with us this morning. Well, the work begins. Might as well go back and get the truck and get her down this way as close as we can. There's been a lot of activity. There's been 8 acres down through here. This is the stand here. Well, I was telling the doctor I'd seen that big one about 3 times. We've been working this ridge real good. 8 acres, I mean, they've been tearing it up.
Nice buck, huh?
And I got a scrape down here. I'll show you. You put your stuff there.
This nice buck.
Well, there's one real good one here. And remember, this is a meat hunt. you kill a deer, but you ain't supposed to shoot that big one.
Okay.
Not the one I've seen him 3 different times. I can't get a shot. I'll show you the scrape down here. Dude, if I can hunt this afternoon, you wouldn't get this one. I appreciate you putting it in. Just don't go too close to the scrape.
He's been working it already.
See where he's worked that little limb over right there? He's got it all twisted up. And he's been back since the snow.
Yep.
He's been back since the snow.
Sure,
He's been hitting this just about every day.
Boy, it's a good looking spot.
He took a leak there and scraped, looks like. No, this is a good spot here. It's all bluffs runs back down in through there. These ridges, they really work these ridges. Well, what's that?
You don't, if a big one comes in, I can't shoot him?
Miller? Ain't no use to tell you not to. I know that, but
It's cold,
that old wind's picking up. Temperature's going down. Them deer might move tonight.
They ain't the only ones going to be moving tonight.
You better be moving. It's shaking.
Whew, boy. Oh, I got enough clothes on.
It's chilly.
Never fails. You don't wear enough clothes when you get in
I
the tree.
got so many clothes on, you can't even shoot though.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the trouble.
that's the trouble. Guy gets in there.
Man, I wish I could hunt tonight.
I do too. Well, I tell you. It's a good
Hunt
night.
tonight, I won't be able to hunt in the morning, so it's just
Yeah.
simple as that. I've got to make
Make that decision.
a run, and that's just.
All right, I'm gonna get up here and put my bow rack in.
You got everything you need there, then?
Put this up with me.
3 days later, on a terribly cold afternoon, Noel and longtime hunting partner Jim Miller set up to hunt another oak ridge, this one being 4 miles upriver. Having hunted this scrape-studded ridge a week before, and after catching a glimpse of a very large buck, Noel figures this location to be an excellent choice for Jim. Unable to hunt this afternoon, Noel jokingly wishes Jim good luck on a spike or forkhorn.
Holy fuck. Maybe a little slick on that stand, that ice on everything. How you like that stand?
What's a good stand? I like
Pretty comfortable, eh?
comfortable stand, yeah. I'm up for it and shoot. Okay.
All right, I'll see you back at the house tonight.
All right. I can't shoot the big.
Remember, you're up for that big buck.
Okay.
Good
All
luck.
right, thanks, buddy.
All right.
I'll see you at dark.
Okay.
Jim's arrow slams through the lower chest area of the huge whitetail, kicking the brute into overdrive as the buck explodes into his final run.
A little low, I think. I'm not sure if it went straight down and under. I seen him go up and go hard. Man, it is cold, man. I didn't think I was going to get the bow back. It's so cold. Temperature's got to be 0 with the wind chill factor. Whew. Yesterday was so warm, and then today it's darn cold. Well, I better get down, find my arrow, move around a little bit, see if I can move any. Boy, he's a nice one, Matt. Ooh, look at that. Man, he's heavy based. Ooh, big 8. You can see that from here already. Oh, boy, Red's going to have a fit. Ooh, wee. Boy, he's a big body too, man. Big body there. Look at that. Isn't he a beauty? Holy bucket. Look how heavy the bases are, Matt. Real long eye guards. Boy, he is a dandy buck. I mean, a dandy. Whew. This is what it's all about, I'll tell you. Being able to get out and hunt, enjoy yourself, and have a good one. Taking an animal like this is once in a lifetime dream, I'll tell you. And it's icing on the cake, too. Man, oh man. He is a dandy. Probably weigh about 200 pounds, Matt. I bet that boy would be going. Look how he's covered in ice and everything. Ooh. Well, we better get him tagged, get him field dressed, and get him out of here. Whew. Boy, Red is going to be smoking on this one.
Let's shoot a couple here, man. Before we head down here, loosen up a little bit.
Yeah,
Put one in there. Give me something to shoot at.
All right.
You got lots of arrows.
I hear you.
I believe that would put the hurt on him.
I think that would hurt him.
I tell you what, that thing looks real standing there.
It does. You know, 3D shooting. You understand?
That's getting popular, man. There is more clubs switching over to that, going to 3D targeting.
That McKenzie really looks like a real thing.
Oh yeah, that's the closest you're going to get to it. For a target anyway.
No, I'm not shooting.
I'm going to shoot your arrow. I'm going to shoot right. Try to shoot.
I don't have many. Ooh, that'll put the hurt on him. I'm telling you right now.
Put one right there. Shoot that green.
All right, let's see what I can do here.
Right off there. Lay the wood. Woo! That was close.
But close enough. I'm sweating bullets now. Woo.
All right.
You got another arrow.
You got a bullet?
I only had a couple of practice bullets with you.
All right. I'll shoot one more.
All right. I'll give you more. You
Then-
need more arrows
then
to shoot at mine. You got to get even with me. I remember a time or two I've kind of damaged some of yours.
I got to have a little extra edge on it.
That's what I mean. You need any help?
I'll count.
You can handle it. Ooh, I say you can.
That'll work.
That'll put the hurt on him, I'm telling you now.
Oh boy, his nose lifted there just like he's getting ready to curl that lip back.
Moving from Missouri to a stand of hardwoods in northwestern Illinois, Noel prepares to use his grunt call as the still morning air should allow the grunts to be carried quite a distance. A friend of Feather's spotted a monster buck crossing a country road one morning as the man drove to the grocery store. After giving Noel the exact location and after receiving permission to hunt, the archer soon scouted the area. Noel determined that the buck fed in a picked cornfield at night and in the morning crossed the road in order to use some hardwoods as a means of cover. This buck seemed to be bedding in a swampy, cottonwood-choked farm ditch. A whitetail of trophy size is very wood-wise, and having survived both shotgun seasons will surely be spooky. Let's view through Matt's camera Noel's early morning hunt.
He's down. He's down.
The monster whitetail is hard hit and falls within sight of Noel's tree stand. Proper stand placement and a tip from a family friend helped Noel in collecting this super trophy.
Couldn't have been prettier, could it? Boy, that grunt call brought him right in. That's a good buck, boy. He's a dandy. Wait till old Miller sees that one. That is a good buck, man. He's a dandy. Wait till Miller sees that buck. I gotta get out and take a look at that one. Good thing he come in though when he did. Man, I am half frozen. Man, your hands and feet are as cold as mine, dude. Whew. You are ready to go. Man, wasn't that a pretty buck? That was a pretty buck. Jim's supposed to be here about 10:30, so he shouldn't be for too long. Let's walk up and take a look at it. We'll come back and get all the stuff later. Oh, he's a dandy, man. He's a good buck. Now he's going to be doing cartwheels, and he sees that one. He's as good as I told you, man. Yeah, he is a good buck. He must have 20-inch inside spread. Close to it, anyway. He is pretty dandy. Look at there. Look at those eye guards. You know, that's one of the first things I noticed when that buck was coming through the woods stack. When I hit that grunt call and we first seen him, first thing I noticed on him was those big high eye guards. Look at there, them eye guards must be 8, 9 inches longer. He is definitely a pretty buck. Go about 100, probably 90 pounds or better. Maybe a little better. He's a good one. You know, that couldn't have worked prettier. That was exactly what we needed. What we was wanting was to get that buck to come to a grunt call. And he did her. Perfect. Well, I put a good hit on him, didn't I? He went down quick. You put her in the right place, it'll go down just as good as a shot with a gun. That's what I keep telling everybody. Good, clean, humane kill. That's the name of the game. What do you think of that? Don't get much better than that, does it, buddy? Old Jim's going to have a fit when he sees that buck. He should be up for a little bit. I'm going to walk on up meet him at the truck. Get him to come back and help me drag him out. I'll take part of this equipment. Just wait here for us, Matt. We'll be right back. It was cold out here, you know me. I froze my butt off this morning.
Me too. I tell you what,
I think it was colder later in the morning than it was when we first went out.
I believe it.
Holy!
What do you think of that, dude? Woo! I can see horns from here.
Woo! He's a good baby.
Oh, man.
That's the one I've been after, dude. He come to that grunt call, I tell you,
You're kidding me.
it couldn't have been better.
Good. Look at the eye guards on that bugger.
You know, I just tell Matt, I said, that's the first thing I noticed when I hit that call and I first seen that buck.
Uh-huh.
The first thing I noticed was big eye guards.
Congratulations. Boy, you talking about a dandy this time of the year.
He's a good one. He must be 20 inches inside. Look at him.
He's got to be 20 inches.
Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Man, he is
Is that something?
he's definitely 20 inches. Look how thick he is on the main beams, too.
This is what's impressive on him.
Oh,
He is in my guards. Of course, he's spread.
Yeah,
He's got good spread. An old deer, too. He looks like he's got a little age on him. I believe he'll go 180 or maybe 190 pounds. What do you think?
he'd go at least that.
He's a good big deer. He's got a lot of thick hair on him.
He sure is.
He's got
Winter
that old
heavy.
winter coat.
Hey,
I tell you what, them old Midwest whitetails, but it's hard to beat them, man.
he didn't go 30 yards.
No, you can see the stand right there.
What's wrong with that?
No, he didn't go. He didn't go far
Man,
at
you
all.
hammered him.
No, I hit him good, and that's what I'm always telling Matt. You put it in the right place, and them sons of guns go down quick, just like a shot with a rifle.
Man, what a buck.
Yeah, he's a good one.
You ain't a kidding, he's a good one.
Yep, that's the one I've been after.
I'm not going to hear nothing, huh?
Well, it's a little bit better. I mean, now that I got this one, it don't smart quite so much that you shot my other one. Buddy.
I know, I was going to hear about it, but I'm glad you shot something that was maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I bet you was wanting to get one a little bit bigger.
Really, I was hoping you shoot one a heck of a lot smaller that had two tines about like
That's
these
what I
eye guards.
thought. That's what
Yeah,
I
I could
thought.
have whole winter to give you a hard
I'm
one.
happy with it.
I
I'm
bet you
happy
are.
with it.
Man,
No, I was glad you got that buck. I really was. That was a nice buck, and he'll look nice on your wall. He was a good buck.
he sure was. I appreciate you putting me in
You've
your
been up there a lot of times, and you've been up there a lot of times and didn't do too good. So you deserved him. I will say that.
Buddy, you have shot a dandy here.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
What do you think? 135, 140?
Yeah, I think he'll go 140 or a little better. I could be wrong. This is going to help him an awful lot
Boy,
here.
he's strong there.
Yeah, his those eye guards are going to help him.
He's still
Help him
good,
out.
ain't he?
Oh, I'm sure he's still ruddy coming
Look
in.
how swollen that neck
He
is.
come right into that grunt call like
He did.
Holmes did. Yeah, he come right to the call. Yeah, it took a little while for him to get there, but we could see him moving through the trees at different times.
Did you see any other deer this morning?
Seen two.
Seen two.
Yeah, seen two deer. Man, we froze our butt
Oh,
off. It was cold.
I know.
I'm not kidding you, it was cold.
You know, you told me to come back and meet you about 10 o'clock, and by 9 o'clock, I'd had about as much as I could take.
You enjoyed it as long as you stand it.
I was having so much I couldn't,
noticed
because I
when
hadn't seen anything.
I noticed when I got in the truck, he was still already there.
I hadn't seen anything. Boy, that takes
Well,
all the fun out. Let's
Better
get
get
him out
that
of
dude
here.
back up to the truck. Jim, I'd like to take a couple minutes and talk about a few things that I feel like is important in the equipment line. As well as you know, in this cold weather hunting, the equipment sometimes doesn't work just exactly like you'd like it to. The old limbs on the bows, they get stiff, bow gets harder to pull, and that's something else we might want to mention too. If you're going to be hunting in late season, cold weather, you might want to turn your bow back about 10 pounds.
Right.
Because when you get up one of those tree stands and it happens to be about 10, 15 below zero, and you've been up there a couple hours, and that old buck comes by, sometimes you think you're not going to get that bow back. And
That's
I've
tough.
actually had that happen to me.
Me too.
And there's nothing any more embarrassing than to have that happen. You can't pull your bow in a nice buck stand out there. So
tough.
if you've never experienced that, that might be something that you'd want to think a little bit about.
Right.
And as far as some of the equipment, just keeping your equipment in shape. Make sure it's in good working order. I don't know what's some of the things you can think of that.
Well, one thing I think is really important is that bow hunters get put all their clothes on that they're going to wear in cold weather.
Definitely.
And then go out in your backyard and shoot some arrows and shoot broadheads. I mean, not just field points, but shoot broadheads with all your hunting clothes on, your big heavy clothes, because your bow changes quite a bit. And and especially that cold weather, you've got the big thick gloves on, and you've got the coats on, and you could hit a bowstring on, and you better find that out while you're in the backyard. You can make adjustments easier than you can in timber.
Yeah. Not only that's like I say, not only is the equipment going to perform different, the hunter's going to perform different.
Better believe
because
it.
when you're bundled up like we are, and what you're going to have to be to stand, 4 or 5 hours out in this cold weather, you are definitely going to have to make some adjustments and do some practicing with your shooting, because you just can't stretch out and get everything working just like you can when you're out there when it's 70 degrees and you're wearing a t-shirt.
That's for sure.
So
that
is definitely.
No, I wanted to ask you a question. We've been hunting together for several years, and I noticed last couple of years you've been shooting this Bracklin sight.
I love it. I really do.
Buddy, I tell you what, you really shoot good with the thing. One thing I was going to ask you, have you noticed any difference from extreme weathers, like here we've been hunting, we're so cold, and then say in the summertime where you're shooting at home in the summertime where the temperature's in the 80s and 90s.
No.
Have you noticed a change? Do you have making adjustments?
No, not in the sight itself. The Bracklin high-tech scope mount, as you know, you don't have to use the system I'm using. I'm using what's called the Ultra Dot system. It's got a little red dot in this scope. When you look through the scope, you'll also see a crosshair here in the front, and you line up that red dot with the crosshair, and it gives you a 2-point alignment. And if you'll notice here, I don't have a peep on my string. And to me, that's one of the reasons why that I really like this system better than anything I've used, is the fact that I don't need that peep.
I see.
Because a peep will help most people shoot better. But when it starts getting dark, you can't see through a peep. Early in the morning, sometimes perfectly legal. You got a buck standing there, you just can't see him through the scope, or through a peep. I mean,
yeah.
But with the scope, you've got your 2-point alignment, and you really don't need a peep.
Now that's not lighted, is it?
No, there is no light, there's no magnification in it, and it's legal almost every state that I know of. Maybe it is legal by now in all of them, but I really like it. It's been a good setup for me.
Just wondering about it, if you noticed any changes in extreme color.
Some of the other, this bow here that I'm shooting, this is the Noel Feather signature bow that's going to be introduced to the public probably in about just a month or so. It'll be brought out on the market. But this is it's made by Alpine Archery out of Lewiston, Idaho, and it's a bow that I helped design. We shortened up the limb a little bit. We shortened the handle to make it a little bit shorter than the Silverado. Went with a little bit of a different energy wheel there, and I'm very happy with the bow too. I really like the bow. I've been shooting the bow good, and that makes me happy.
I bet it.
It's short, which makes it real nice hunting out of a tree.
How long is it?
About 39 inches.
It is short.
But the bow is smooth.
Got a high brace height, I can see that.
Haven't had any problem with it. I'm not really shooting an overdraw. I've got a little bit of an overdraw here, but I have a very short draw anyway, about 29-inch draw.
So short draw anyway.
I don't really need a big overdraw. And one of the other little pieces of equipment that I use that I really like is the Mosey broadhead, the old bad to the bone. And I tell you what, you got to go a long way to find a head that's tougher than a Mosey. That head will bust bone, and you can pick it up, and it's just as sharp as it ever was. They're easy to sharpen, and this new 3-blade that they just come out with this past year, if any of you haven't tried that 3-blade, you ought to try that head because it flies real well. It flies really good.
Does it fly the same with field points as you?
Flies just the same as 125 grain field point, and that's just what this head weighs. And to me, that is the big thing in any head, is accuracy. Because if a head won't shoot straight, it's no good to you. Accuracy is the bottom line. You've got to be able to hit what you're aiming at.
That's for sure.
And I think that that it's a good head, and I think you'd like it. So give the head a try. Is there anything else that we might mention here that?
No, I think that's about it. It's just making sure that the folks that are going to get out and hunt in this cold weather, make sure you practice with your equipment with all your clothes on, and know where your equipment is, and know your equipment very well.
That's definitely a good tip.
Don't do it.
What do you say we get a cup of coffee?
It's cold. Let's go do it.
The severely cold weather is starting to take its toll on both Jim and Noel. The hunters agree to harvest any legal buck which comes into range.
Texas hard shot. He come around, come up off this lip, walked around and got behind that tree there. I couldn't see him at all. Couldn't get no shot on any vital. Come up and around, stopped there, and I took him. Man, what a way to end the last day of the season. Whew. Unreal. I'm so cold I can hardly stand it. I gotta get out of this tree and move, man. I'm freezing to death. I'm still froze, man. Did you see that Texas heart shot? Man, people talk about taking a shot from the back. That boot didn't go far at all. Whew. I mean, it hammered him. He's laying right up here, man. It knocked him on his butt. I know you're frozen. God dang. Look at this, Matty. Look at this. What are you talking about, some good eating? Man, this bugger's going to make some good eating. It's one of them bucks you want to get out of the gene pool. And also, he's going to make some great summer sausage and bologna. There ain't nothing better than that, I'll tell you that right now. This is icing on the cake, folks. When you're able to take a piece of meat like this to the locker and put it in, them horns don't eat that good, I'll tell you, Matty. Old Red's going to give me hell about this one, I can tell you that now. But we're going to have some good eating here. There'll be some good steaks off of this one. Did you see where he come up that ridge? He just taking his time, feeding along there. This cold weather, these bucks are going to have to move and feed. They got to keep that energy up. Well, I better get him tagged and get him out of here. Get to walking and warm up some.
You see that line of bluffs that starts, you can see right there and runs all the way across down through there, Jim?
Yeah.
Those bluffs go practically almost, I'd say, to Wisconsin.
You're kidding me.
There's 30 miles of bluffs.
Man.
This is about some of the biggest timber we've got in Illinois.
Rough country.
And it's only about 4 miles across that ridge to the Mississippi. And these ridges down through here, these bucks run these ridges. And I've got a scrape right down over the hill here. It's been hit pretty good. And what I'm going to do is hang my stand down here, just below here a little ways, where I can, about be down into that scrape about 50 yards. And then I want you to go and follow that fence line back over to that stand I showed you this morning.
Okay.
You're probably not over 500 yards from that stand.
Okay.
You just follow it, take you right to it.
All right.
So let's hang this stand and
All
go
right.
and get ready. All right. I'm going to go on up.
All right.
Get situated. You can find that stand.
I can find it. Yeah, I'm going down there.
Just
Over
going over there. And
Yeah.
when it's shooting time is over, just come on back. I'll stay right here till you
Till
get
I
back.
get back. Okay. Good luck.
Thanks, bud.
We'll see you later.
Good luck.
Be careful.
Although late in the season, a slight warm spell moved in and melted the snow during the night. Noel takes advantage of the weather change and starts to set up for a last-minute hunt. The warming weather should make for a pleasant afternoon afield. The bow hunter decides to hunt a ridge top that parallels the Illinois River.
should be a good evening, Matt. She's nice and cloudy. Need another hand. Seen some deer moving just below that slope over there. If I get a chance at a nice eating-sized buck, I think I'll take him. I can hit him right there. Go ahead. Yeah. Thank you.
An accurately placed arrow makes for a great day of field. Again, proper shot placement and sharp broadheads are the key to successful bow hunting.
Nice shot. Got him, baby. Man, that's gonna be some good eating. He didn't go far, did he? He didn't go far.
Not very.
Man. I'm going to show you what I had to shoot through. I'm not kidding you. I was scared I'd hit a tree. That buck was picture perfect between those two trees right there. I could see his lung area just perfect. But if I'd have nicked either one of them trees, baby, it'd been all over. Let's walk over and see if I can find the arrow. See there? His chest was centered right between those two trees. I was wanting him to take one more step. There's the arrow. There it is. Went all the way through him. Some old mussies do a number on them, don't they? They're tough. I don't believe that buck went 30 yards from what time that arrow hit him till he went down. There he lays right there. Arrow went through him right here. That's not a bit over 30 yards now. I tell you what, anybody that thinks a broadhead, a bow and arrow, doesn't, do a number on a deer, it's not a humane way to hunt. They ought to see this. You don't see a rifle put one down any quicker than that. He's a dandy. That'd be a good eating deer, Matt. That'll be a good eating buck. Yeah, he's a little dandy. Hey, how'd you like to have a steak off of that, big boy? Just a nice average buck. Yeah, he's a good one. Well, get a tag on him, cut him out, we'll drag him up top of the hill, we'll wait for old Killer Miller to come back, and we'll get him to help us drag him out. That sound like a number? Well, what do you think, guy?
It's been a good one.
Been a good season,
It
ain't it?
has. Can't ask for much better.
All good things come to an end, and
Unfortunately.
this one has too.
Unfortunately.
We've covered a lot of ground.
What are you talking about? We, Kimo Sammy, who's done all the driving on this thing?
Well, I've covered a few miles, running back and forth down to your place, and I know you've drove a few coming up to mine, but we've covered a lot of ground and had a lot of fun, and you have to admit we had some exciting times.
We've seen some real exciting times. Especially that day you put me in your tree stand. I won't forget that as long as I live.
I just soon not talk about that one. I let you sneak up and weasel one right out from under me.
Boy, it was so good.
After the instructions I give you too is don't shoot the big one.
Yeah, I know. What happens.
And then I knew sure as anything, I knew if I put you in that stand, you'd shoot that deer. I knew you would if you got a chance.
You better believe it. Don't tell me I can't.
I can't say as I blame you on that. Big buck walks by, it's pretty hard not to shoot. That's true.
But you shot a dandy too.
Well, he's not too bad. I was happy with him. Everybody always wants a bigger buck, You want a bigger buck than whatever you get, you want to get the biggest one, but it's just not like that. And anytime you get a nice buck that's 16 inches, inside spread, he's a
heavy beams,
a nice 8-pointer. Boy, that's about as nice a buck, as you can actually hope for.
There's
bigger ones out there,
and
hard to come by. Everybody wants one, but boy, your chances of even seeing a Boone and Crockett buck is real slim. And we're hunting in some of the best country probably there is
that you could ever ask for.
When you're hunting in Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, Missouri, Wisconsin, Minnesota, any of the Midwest states, you always got the chance of seeing a big buck like that, because they're there, but they just don't come easy. I know. But we had some good hunts.
We sure have,
we had a good time, and I hope that the folks watching this video enjoys it as much as we did making it.
And that's the truth. We had a great time.
So we hope you enjoy it.
Now see, Noel Feather's not your average hunting man. Held the record 3 times, now Boone and Crockett understand. Both Saxon and Young have both bowed down and gave old Noel a hand. From the windswept peaks of the Yukon to the swamps of Alabama, on top his horse Big Red to the bayous of Louisiana, he travels the country without a fear to seek a brand new land. He's always tried to push himself as far as he could go.